You're listening to Teacakes on the Sis podcast, sharing little bites of life. Hey y'all, Assalamu alaikum. This is Sister Hoff. You may also call me Sister Kothar, and I'll explain that on another episode in the future, inshallah. Today, what I really wanted to focus on was talking about turning a page. So when you start a new chapter, you have to remember that there are many pages in a chapter. So you're not always going to be stuck on page 1 where it's just bam, in your face, new things happening, this is going on, that is going on. There's always a change, and sometimes there can even be a big change in the middle of a chapter. Like, I'm entering a new stage in life, and I'm flipping a page and starting a new job, and networking with new people, building new relationships, new friendships, and meeting different people for a lot of different reasons. And I have friends who they're in university, right? They're in the middle of it, or they're getting close to the end, and they're really trying to stay focused because they want to be on track and to graduate on time. So a friend actually recently asked me how I went through university and how I balanced my time and my personal life. Now, my university experience was definitely a lot different because I was a non-traditional student. I worked multiple jobs. I was fully independent on myself and dealing with my own stress, and I did a lot. I really did. And like, I did student research and several student organizations and honor society and all kinds of whatever things that I did that I don't really know how I did it. But at the same time, my advice that I give to my friend is to keep track, to write things, to schedule things. If that's what you have to do, if that's what is going to help you get through. Like, I scheduled days for me to go to the library, which I always chose the quietest, smallest library that I could on campus, because for myself, I need absolute quiet. I need that silence. I don't want those distractions. I don't study with other people, even if they were in the same major as mine. Like, I'd share notes, but I wasn't going to sit down and study with people. Not at all. I didn't have time for that. I just had to focus on my assignments because as soon as I got an assignment, I was going to work on it, tackle it immediately. So, like with work, I had to start setting things up and preparing immediately. I didn't want to waste my time just dawdling around and waiting. I definitely was still very overwhelmed for my first day of work because it just was a lot more, and I felt like I could have prepared more, and that's okay. Same with university. I would have days, maybe I went to the library, I'd spend like 4 hours, have my bottle of water and all of my notes. My backpack was 21 pounds. I checked it, I weighed it. With all my books and my laptop and stuff, my backpack was 21 pounds. And I lugged that around on my bike with all of my skirts and hijab and everything that I have to go to the quiet library on campus so that I could study 4 hours, plow out as much as I could, get whatever assignments I could done. And that way, on my other days and other times, I would be able to focus on what I had to. At work, I could give my attention as I needed to, and also at one of my jobs, I was able to do a little bit of my schoolwork at the same time, but that's beside the point. A lot of people are going to have to work and focus on it, and I did that in a lot of other things. With my second job, I had to do that with my student research and stuff. Like, I didn't tell myself, oh, it's not due till next week or the week after, whatever. Like, I was like, no, you're going to finish this, you're going to be ready, and I want to have time to be able to go back and review things. And I had to schedule time, and even to this day, I have friends from university, we still schedule time, like, hey, are you free Wednesday morning so that we can have a phone call to be able to catch up? And a lot of us are in different time zones too, and trying to plan that. I definitely rely a lot heavily on voice notes because it's a lot to just try to read a text message and you can't see people's tone of voice. And we have so much to catch up on, it's just easier to do a voice note. But yeah, scheduling your time with your friends and say, okay, I'm free at this day, this time. It's even still hard for me now to be like, oh yeah, I'm free all day on Sunday. That's really weird for me to say because I'm just used to like scheduling. And I have to schedule time for myself. Like, hey, I want to go get a pedicure, for example, or I need to get a haircut or something like that. And I had to put that. I have to plan it. I have to schedule it. Even if I'm going to do like a walk-in basis for these kinds of appointments and stuff, I'm still going to write it on my calendar and I write it down. I have a really hard time keeping up with like a Google Calendar or something like that. I mean, I still have one. I put important things down that I need to like alarms and reminders for, but I don't do it for just some of my little minute things. And I also put my notes because I handwrite things and I put it on the calendar. I write down when I have something certain times a day, and then I have like a little to-do list that I write down as well. And even if you don't follow it to a T, that's okay. It's just writing the thoughts down. I'm a person who I've always journaled and stuff, and planning out my week. Maybe I'm even like putting down a meal planner idea, planning my grocery store list and stuff like that, which is what I do more now today, is definitely a lot of my grocery list kind of planning, and I have all the apps and stuff on my phone because they're tools, they're useful for being able to plan my grocery trip and where I'm going to get things, checking for like the best prices and stuff like that. So, because I want to stay on task, I don't want to get carried away. And these things, they help me calm my anxiety and just being a little more organized. Like, even I have friends who have to deal with having ADHD, and it's a lot. And I can only imagine what it's like with your brain being distracted and all over the place. But some of them have found that writing things down, even if they don't follow it to a T, having some sort of structure they write down holds them a little bit more accountable and helps them to be able to tackle their tasks and get through it. Especially when it comes to writing papers, like, because I'm okay at writing papers, and I'm pretty good at explaining to people the best way to write papers to help them like sit down and get through it and process it and stuff like that. That's also how I do with my calendars. You don't have to follow it so strictly, but you have like a guide, a small, simple little guide to help you to process and work through it. It does help with handling the anxiety because anxiety is going to happen, but trying to stay focused on your goals. If you've been doing so much work on your mental health and improving it, you don't want to have a relapse. So you have to be able to create some sort of plan, some kind of solution for helping to treat and maintain it, right? Maybe it's I have these certain people and I'm going to schedule to check in with them on certain days and develop habits. And maybe it's telling those people, hey, I'm going to call you on this day. If I don't call you on this day, check on me, make sure I'm okay. Because you want to put these things, protective things, for yourself so that you can keep your mental health a lot more stable. Try to keep some sanity and reducing the stress at the best you can. Stress is going to happen. It does. I am very stressed in a lot of things now, but at the same time, I'm finding so many things that are making me happy. Networking and meeting new people. I mean, yeah, it's stressful and overwhelming, but I'm choosing right now to see the positive things and see the benefits and what I'm learning and what I'm taking away. There's a lot of things that are really scary and really difficult, but they are worth it. They really are. Even if you don't see it right now, it will have its fruit later. Not all plants are going to flower and bloom within weeks. Not all of them are going to even bloom within the same year. And just like plants, us as people, we have to take time and love and nurturing and growth and feeding and fueling in so many ways to be able to move forward. And we do have to outline this and have this as some sort of a plan to keep it in our minds, to keep ourselves focused on having the best health that we possibly can. I hope y'all have learned something from this, inshallah. Maybe you learned a little bit on how to organize your schedule with when you're in college. This is just kind of loosely a couple of things to say. Definitely you could go so much more in depth with it, but this is just a small little tea cake to help you process it. So until next time, Assalamu alaikum.